we last left off with Mr. Tomas's direct examination of Ms. Link. The state will now have an opportunity to cross-examine.
Hi, Ms. Link.
No.
How are you?
Okay.
I just want to get a couple things clear real quick. Pedro had committed acts of domestic violence against you in the past, right?
Yes.
And you him?
Yes.
Now, I know you said that you had to change the lock because of Pedro, right?
Yes.
He never had a key.
So the old one.
Right, but after all that went down, he never had a key.
No.
The night that he died, he didn't have a key either, right?
I don't know.
Did you ever give him a key?
Not to the house, no.
Okay, so he never had a key the night that he died.
Maybe his car keys or the house keys to the house in Florida City.
To your house, the keys that you changed, she never had a key to your house.
No.
And your mom testified earlier, right?
Yes.
And she said she actually saw him choke you?
Yes.
She actually saw him put his hands around your neck?
Yes.
And she didn't call the police?
No, that's why she kept getting tired.
You're going to have to keep your voice up. I can barely hear. The answer was?
No, that's why she kept getting tired of it.
She saw her daughter, get choked and she never called the police?
No.
Your children were home, right?
Yes.
Her grandchildren were home, right?
Yes.
She could have taken those children out of such a dangerous living condition, right?
Yes.
And she didn't, right?
Right.
She just left your house, right?
Yes.
Leaving you in a dangerous living condition at that point, right?
Yes.
Pedro was so dangerous that your mom actually flew to Texas to move you out of your home and get away from him, right?
Yes.
But she just left you there?
She got tired of the excuses.
She left her grandchildren around such a dangerous man?
Yes.
And you said that these 4 pieces of paper were what's stopping you from calling the police?
Yes.
And that's that's Defense Exhibit F, just for the record. You could have told the police he broke into your house, though, right?
I wouldn't let them deport me. He wasn't a bad guy.
He wasn't a bad guy.
No.
Okay. Now, you killed Pedro, right?
Yes.
And that was in 2022, right?
Yes.
And we're here 3 years later?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when Pedro was killed, he didn't have a knife, right?
No.
He didn't have a gun?
No.
You're the only one that was armed, right?
Yes.
You actually had the deadly force in your hands before you killed him, right?
Yes.
And he was never armed, right?
Not that night, no.
He, according to you, was just going to lock you out of the house, right?
At that moment, that was what was going to happen, yes.
Okay. Because you didn't want to sleep outside, you shot him, right?
I don't want to keep getting hit.
But you told police you didn't want to sleep outside. That's what he said to you, right?
Yes.
And that was right after, according to you, you cheated on him. Or, I'm sorry, you admitted to cheating on him, right?
Yes.
While you were armed, you admitted to cheating on him, right?
Yes.
And this was a man that was so dangerous and so angry and so aggressive, you, armed with a firearm, admitted to this man that you cheated on him, right?
I thought maybe that if I finally told him, it would just get it over with.
Okay. After you,
Man, you must to speak a little
I'm
louder.
sorry, I said I thought if I finally just told him that it would just get it over with and we can move on.
okay. Now, you waited to call 911, right?
Yes,
You knew you shot him? Right.
not at first.
As you walked on camera that we saw in State 16, we heard you actually say, "You'll be fine. It's not like I hit a major artery. You'll be fine," right?
That's not what I said.
Okay. Now, you hid the gun, right?
Yes,
You hid the casing, right?
no,
Knowing you shot him, you waited 1 minute, right? Before you called 911?
no,
Okay. You waited 10 minutes.
until I got the phone.
Okay. Let's wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
Waiting for 1 minute. You waited a minute to call 911, right?
I didn't wait.
There was a 10-minute delay, right?
I'm not sure exactly how long it was.
And we just waited a minute, and you waited 10 of those before 911 was called, right?
I don't know how long it was.
You lied to the 911 operator about who you were, though, right?
I did.
About how old Pedro was?
Yes,
You lied about who he was,
yes,
and you lied about what happened. Right?
I did.
You actually found him before you called 911, right?
I found him within that very minute. I called him.
Okay. And you walked up to his body as he died, and you took his phone out of his pockets, right?
I took his phone out to put the tourniquet, yes.
Okay. And you took his wallet out of his pockets as well, right?
No,
Now, after taking his phone and his wallet out of his pockets, you walked back to that Chevy Trax, right? That rental car?
I never took his wallet out.
And you put the phone back in the Trax?
No,
You put the wallet back in the Trax, right?
I don't remember.
You turned the car off, right? After doing this?
I turned the car off after the police came.
And you pulled your phone out, right?
No, he had the phone. It was next to him on the floor.
And you turned your flashlight on over his body, right?
No,
And you turned that flashlight on even though that Chevy Trax would have lit up the area a whole lot better, didn't you?
I turned the light on after I was next to him, and that was so I could see where he was at.
And you did all this because you didn't want anyone to know who he was, right?
I expected for him to live, and he would have corroborated the story just for those kids.
But he can't because he's dead, right?
Yeah,
And you hid his phone, you hid his wallet, you turned off the car because you didn't want anybody to know who he was because it'd be easy to piece it back to you as the shooter, right?
I never hit it.
After all, even your sister told the police that if Pedro was dead, you were the one to kill him, right?
She never said that.
Now, after putting his phone and wallet back in the car he rented, that's when you called 911, right?
I put the stuff in the car looking for my phone. I had it already in my hand. I was looking for my phone so I could call 911. I went back to his body just to try to render him aid, and that's when I seen the phone, like a foot next to him.
And that's when you started helping him, because you were afraid of being caught, right?
No, I started helping him because I didn't want him to die.
Okay. Now, when Officer Nicholson arrived on scene, you lied to him, right?
I did.
Okay. You lied about you didn't know what happened.
I did.
You lied when you told him that you thought you heard a car peel off and heard a gunshot, right?
I did.
That gunshot you heard was actually your gunshot, right?
Yes.
You asked Pedro as he died, we saw his last moments on earth, what the fuck happened, right?
One of his legs, he couldn't move at all, and I didn't understand why.
But you knew what happened, right?
Not to the other leg.
Because you shot him, right?
I don't see how I didn't understand how he would have had 2 shots at all.
Now, when Officer Nicholson asked Pedro if he was shot, you answered for Pedro, right? Or excuse me, if he was shot, you answered for Pedro.
I did.
You said something about hitting a major artery, right?
I said I might have. I could have.
Because you knew you had shot him and hit a major artery, right?
No.
And that's even why you told Pedro, as he fled from you, that you'll be fine, it's not like I hit a major artery, right?
I said, you don't want to go to the hospital? I could have hit a major artery. You'll be fine.
Because you were mocking him, right?
If that's how you perceive it.
Now, Officer Aguila also arrived on scene, and you lied to him too, right?
I don't know who that is.
You lied when you told him all you heard was screaming, right?
Yes.
You lied when you told him Pedro left the house 30 minutes before.
Yes.
You lied when you told him that Pedro had left walking by himself, right?
No.
You admitted to Officer Rodriguez, though, that you were married to Pedro, right?
At that point, I felt like I had to tell the truth.
You told him that you were together for 9 years, right?
We were.
But now you knew who Pedro was when you were talking to Officer Rodriguez. You didn't know who he was beforehand, right?
No.
You knew his address now, right?
Yeah.
You told him that Pedro was with his friends that night, right?
I did.
Okay. You told him that he was with friends that night, but you didn't tell him how Pedro got home, did you?
No.
Because you actually picked Pedro up, right?
I did.
You told Officer Rodriguez that Pedro was really flustered and wouldn't talk to you that night, right?
I did.
That he kept coming and going one night?
Yes.
But you never said that you were scared of him to Officer Rodriguez, right?
No.
You told Officer Rodriguez that you could hear him wailing and that's why you drove around, right?
Yes.
But you didn't tell Officer Rodriguez that you had shot Pedro, right?
No.
You lied to him when you told him that the last time you saw Pedro was 30 or 40 minutes prior to his death, right?
Yes.
You lied about Pedro's friend just leaving in a white van, right?
Yes.
A van that officers actually spent their time frantically searching for, right?
I believe so.
A search that only happened because you lied to them, right?
Yes.
You told him that Pedro was a truck driver and not into any shit, right?
I wasn't trying to assassinate his character.
You told Officer Edwards that Pedro wasn't a bad guy, right?
He's not.
And that nobody would do this to him, right? That's what you told him?
I shouldn't have.
Except you, because you shot Pedro, right?
I had to.
You told Officer Edwards that Pedro had a pass, but that was a long time ago, right?
Yes.
That's been over 10 years, right?
Yes.
You told him Pedro was a good guy.
He was.
Officer Edwards was actually pretty nice to you, right?
I don't remember who was who anymore.
He let you go into your home?
Okay.
He let you use the bathroom?
Yes.
When Detective Danny Morales came, you actually got aggressive with him though, right?
Not at all.
You threw a chair at him, right?
No, I didn't.
When he started patting you down, you actually realized what he was going to find, that key to that Chevy Trax, and you tried to hide it, right?
I don't believe he himself even patted me down.
And that's the same Trax that you hid Pedro's belongings in, right?
I never hid anything.
Because you didn't want anyone to know that you were hiding his things, right?
I never hid anything.
When you went to headquarters, the police headquarters, you were actually angry, right?
I was.
And you told officers that you wouldn't put clean clothes on, right?
No, I didn't.
You actually said to them that you wouldn't put that shit on when they try to give you clean clothes, right?
Oh, yes.
You asked them why they were treating you like you were the one who did it, right?
Yep.
Even though you knew that you did kill Pedro, right?
Yes.
You told them that you got into a car accident, right?
My truck a couple days prior.
Okay. And that's what you told them the bruises came from, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
And you even said that Pedro didn't cause those bruises, right?
Yes.
Now, when Detective Janorris and Detective Cruz were getting background information on you, you actually agreed with them that you guys lived together, right?
No.
He paid rent for that home?
No, he didn't.
Okay, because he actually lived there.
Not anymore.
You told them that you weren't allowed to have friends, right?
I couldn't,
And you told them that you couldn't have social media, right?
but I still hid it.
You had an Instagram.
Just because I wasn't allowed to have it doesn't mean I didn't go behind his back when he was gone and still download it.
You had a Facebook,
Same.
and you had a TikTok.
I wouldn't consider that social media.
Even though you told officers, you lied to officers and said you weren't allowed to have social media, right?
I wasn't allowed to have it at all.
You even told officers that you weren't allowed to see your cousins, right?
I wasn't, which is why we had to sneak around.
Even though 5 days prior, you claimed your cousin David was at your house, right?
And look what happened.
Now, that was an incident that you said you forgot about, right?
What do you mean?
You weren't worried about that anymore, right?
I never said I forgot about anything.
And you weren't afraid of Pedro after that, right?
Like I said, when he was sober, he was a good guy. He was a monster when he was on drugs.
You had cameras at your house, right?
I did.
The cameras recorded everything, right?
I did.
And they captured days, weeks, months prior, right?
I guess.
And those cameras would capture people coming and going from your house, right?
Yes.
Including David, right?
Yes.
Including Pedro, right?
Yes.
You told him that he was staying at the house on and off, right? Pedro was staying on and off at your house.
Yes.
And you said that he actually had a severe mental disorder because he would accuse you of cheating on him and sending naked pictures of yourself to other men, right?
Objection, relevance.
Overruled.
We're talking about the totality of the relationship. I'm not speaking about right then and there. I'm speaking to the officers about years on end, how he was.
So let me ask my question again.
I left him in February.
If you can let me ask my question, excuse me. You said that he had a severe mental disorder.
Definitely did.
and would accuse you of cheating on him with other men and sending other men naked pictures of yourself, right?
Yes.
And you denied that, right?
To him?
Yes.
Yeah, previously.
Okay, but you actually were doing that, right?
At this point in time, yeah, I was.
Okay. You told him that he would stay at his parents' house if he didn't stay at your home, right?
Yes.
And you also told them that's where he would stay if he didn't sleep at his, or excuse me, that's actually a house that you would stay at too, if you weren't staying at your own home, right?
The only time I lived there was years before that incident. You're speaking maybe 6, 7 years ago.
Okay. The night you killed Pedro, he went to a friend's house, right?
Yes.
He was there late.
Yes.
You were actually annoyed that he was there late.
No.
You knew his friends picked him up and he went over there earlier that day, right?
Yes.
And because it was late, you actually told your mom that you were going to go back and pick this, quote, idiot up, right?
Yes.
Because you said he was probably drunk off his ass, right?
Yes.
He didn't ask you to pick him up.
He did.
He didn't demand for you to pick him up.
Before he left, he did.
He didn't?
Didn't have a way to get out. He didn't have a way to leave.
He didn't threaten you if you didn't pick him up, right?
No.
You actually said that you went on your own and it wasn't, quote, a problem for you to go pick him up, right?
Because he didn't call me right then and there.
Now, you got to Enriquez's house, right?
Yes.
And you waited for Pedro outside, right?
At first.
But according to you, he was taking too long, right?
Yes.
So you went inside.
Yes.
And you weren't afraid of him then.
No.
You drove him after that to get beer, right?
Yes.
And you guys were fighting about him, you cheating on him while you drove, right?
As it started, yeah.
And you continued lying to him about your infidelity, right?
Yes.
And then you went home, right?
Yes.
You didn't tell the police that he choked you, right?
There was a lot of things I didn't tell them.
You didn't tell him that he attacked you, right?
Yes, I did.
And you said to them that that night all you did was argue and then laugh and then argue and then laugh, right?
I told them before he was shot that he grabbed me by my hair and he threw me on the floor before I grabbed the gun.
Now, after all of that, after Pedro had left, you went outside to smoke a cigarette, right?
Yes.
And Pedro wasn't home, right?
No.
He actually had left the home at that point, right?
Yes.
You had the gun, right?
Yes.
You saw Pedro, right?
He crept up from the back of the house. Yes.
You admitted at that point that you were cheating on him, right?
Yes.
And you were holding the gun at the point, right?
I wasn't holding it. It was next to me on the floor.
And he told you that you were going to sleep outside that night, right?
That was after he threw me on the floor.
And he ran, right?
He ran in my house.
And you fired as he ran, right?
Yes.
And his back was facing you, right?
Yes.
He was running away, right?
No. He was running to the house.
After you shot him, you actually mocked him and said, "It's not like I hit a major artery, you'll be fine," right?
It's not quoted right.
Please, feel free. What did you tell him?
I said, do you want to go to the hospital? I could have hit a major artery. You'll be fine. And it wasn't to mock him. I was speaking so fast that my adrenaline was through the roof. That was a big guy. You know what it's like to get hit by somebody that's 6'4", 260 pounds?
And instead of helping him, even possibly saving his life, you actually went and hid that firearm, right?
I couldn't find him at first.
The gun you hid was the same gun you used to kill him, right?
Yes.
Then you hid the casing, right?
I never got a casing.
The casing that the police never found, right?
It didn't look good enough.
You told police, though, that you said to him right after shooting him, "Where are you going? Where are you at?" Right?
Yes.
But that's actually not true, right?
I said something before, you can hear it in the audio. I'm not sure exactly what it was.
And when Detective Janor's confronted you with what you actually said, you changed your story, didn't you?
I didn't change it, I just honestly was lost.
You said you could only remember bits and pieces at this point, right?
Yes,
That you don't remember saying anything to him, right?
I didn't remember saying anything at first.
But that's actually not the only time you changed your story about what you said to Pedro after you shot him, right?
I'm not certain.
Okay, because you said you had called out to him and said you'd take him to the hospital if you really did hit him, right?
I did say that.
That's not what you said though, right?
I did say that.
Because you were angry, right?
But I did tell him that I was gonna take him to the hospital.
And you were mad as hell, right?
I was.
You shot Pedro as he ran away and you killed him, right?
He didn't run away from me.
I have no further questions.